Welcome, welcome, welcome all. This is Dr. Mike. I am out here in the beautiful, amazing Aruba. I just want you guys to see. This is what vacation looks like. So, what am I coming to talk to you guys about today? Today, I'm here to talk to you about the wonderful, amazing child support. So, child support. I'm getting a lot of comments from my subscribers on my channel concerning child support. A lot of people some are emotional, some are speaking from their experience, and I just want to speak a little bit about my basic opinion and what I've learned from the whole child support experience. Well, I myself have been in the child support system since my 20s. At about 22 years old, I had my first child. I'm 41 now, and I have 5 children. And I've been entered in the child support system 3 times. Now, this sounds like it's something that's nearly this is like the most traumatic thing that could probably happen to a guy. But I'm going to tell you, me being entered into the child support system was one of the biggest blessings of my life. Here's why. Let me just blurt out a couple of things that maybe don't make sense to a lot of people, but I'm going to make it make sense. By me being in the child support system for all of these years, number one, I learned about the legal system. I learned quite a bit. It was my basic introduction into the legal system and getting an understanding for how the legal system works. The legal system, I learned, was set up to actually harm a lot of fathers. It's corrupt. In my opinion, I'm being very careful about what I say because I don't want any more of my videos being taken down or anything like that. So I'm just giving my opinions as a father who had experience in this system. So the system is actually set up as corrupt. The system actually makes money off of all the fathers and mothers who are paying child support. The system is not doing anything fairly. Most people in the child support system probably don't realize, but they don't have a real contract for child support, and they're being compelled against their will to pay for something that they honestly don't have an obligation to pay. Many of the clients, no, actually, I'm not going to say many. 100% of every client that I've ever had in child support has a consultant that helps people to eliminate their situation. All of the situations from every single client was fraudulent. And I go through the basics to explain and show the client how it was fraudulent, and then we stop it. I've learned, because of my experience in child support, one, how to be a better father. I was awakened and brought to the present. Once people start taking all of this money out of your check, you definitely won't be able to sit there and ignore something like that, because the type of money that will come out of the average person's check makes it so that the person can't live. A lot of fathers and mothers, they can't buy food. They can't afford transportation. They're living with family members. They can't have their own apartments. Their credit is ruined. A whole lot of things happen. So because I've went through this, I had bad credit. Well, I went and got educated. Long story short, I started a credit repair company. And my credit repair company, in addition to not just helping people out with their credit, it literally was set up to assist me with my credit so that I can actually go and buy a home, get a car. I have now about 5 degrees, and all of my degrees are paid off. All of everything that I've learned from the child support experience has prepared me to actually be a much better person off financially. I'm well prepared to go ahead and start buying property and really doing any and everything that I want to do. One of my children, my oldest child, was actually offered to go to Harvard University. And when when the offer was made, I got a call from my daughter, who I barely saw or barely had any kind of contact with. And she says, "Dad, I wanted to let you know that I was accepted to Harvard University, but I have a problem." I said, "What?" She said, "I don't know how I'm going to pay for it." That was music to my ears, because see, the whole time that I was in that system, I learned how to take care of debts. I learned how to build credit. I learned how to build residual income, passive income. And with doing all of these things, when she hit 18 and she called me and told me she got accepted to Harvard University, I was well prepared to take care of everything. I'll give you guys an update on what she does with that, moving forward. The child support system actually was a blessing to my life, because it not only helped me to become a greater person, but it made me sit down and realize that because this design is here, I have a son. My son in the next few years is likely, based on the modern woman, is likely going to run into a similar situation like I did, because there's so many things set up for him to that, I think it's just safe to prepare all children for the possibility of something like that happening. So my son and the rest of my children, what have I done for them? I've opened up, or I will be opening up, LLCs specifically just for them. And I now wholesale properties, I fix credit, I file cases in court, arbitration, and all kind of things. I consult for all kind of different things. And I've literally created a roadmap for all of the future generations to follow, to actually make sure that they can recover if they were ever in the child support system. All of the information is being left behind to make sure that if they ever get into a system like that, they can stop it. And not just that, they can deal with their taxes. We have common health problems, high blood pressure, diabetes, all kind of, another one that's common for men, erectile dysfunction. All of these things have to do with lifestyle. A lot of it has to do with lifestyle. So I've pretty much left behind a roadmap and a blueprint for all of my descendants to make sure that if and when they ever come into contact with these things, that these things won't destroy them. So by being in the child support system, I actually was forced to learn how to flip houses. I was forced to learn how to open up businesses. I was forced to learn how to deal with taxes. I was forced to learn how to also interact with women. So honestly, I am an Aries, INFJ, Sigma male, and I'm a little different. I have a very rare personality type, and because of this personality type, I tend to be a loner. Now, by being in the child support system, I've learned how to actually not be so much of a loner, but how to deal with women in general in a way which is more conducive for family. And I have to thank the child support system for that too. See, my mom told me a long time ago, without chaos, there could be no change. Without conflict, there could be no change. So I ended up going through my 20s, running into just about every type of conflict you can think of, and chaos, and I actually had to find a way out of it. Thank God nothing destroyed me, but I definitely had quite a few challenges. So at this point, I've started a ministry. I am an ordained minister, and I'm also a priest. I have about 5 college degrees. I have an associate's in electronics and computer technology. I have a bachelor's in computer information systems. I have a bachelor's in metaphysics. I have a master's in metaphysics. And I'm actually working towards my doctorate of divinity and life coaching. And so technically I have 4, most likely before end of year. And I have various other educational accolades. I'm a Reiki master. I studied the Kundalini Reiki systems as well. I'm basically a herbalist. I'm a lot of different things. And all of this came from being in those situations where I needed it. I'm the type of person, I don't really like going to the doctor because I don't really particularly believe in pharmaceutical medicines. If I was in an accident, would I use it? Sure, I would. If I had other options, what would I do? I would most likely use herbs and alternative healing methods, because from most of my research, I found that these things really hurt the body, and I'm not knocking anyone who decides that that's what they want to do, but I've made my own choices, and I decided that I would actually live a little different. So, child support, the main core issue. A lot of people are talking about how, people who don't want to pay child support, these are deadbeat dads and deadbeat moms and all kind of stuff. I want you guys to know child support is not an issue of being a deadbeat or not. Child support is something that's usually imposed. I don't know too many people who volunteer to get up and pay child support, but there are some that literally go and sign themselves up. And when I investigate and find out why, I often find out that the people didn't have the proper information, they were misinformed, or had no information, and they were emotional. And a lot of them, once they sign themselves up and literally sign a contract to pay and to be in that system, most of them regret it. So the beauty of this situation is that I'm here to tell you, and this is just my opinion, I'm not making any kind of statement of fact and anything other than just my personal experiences. But the child support system is 100% ruled by the Supreme Court to be unconstitutional. It is a violation of privacy. And when you look into the consumer side of it, you will find out that many of the things happening in that system is illegal. And the reason why I know these things is because I've had 3 child support cases and all of them are closed. I've had $180,000 in child support debt that I had to get rid of. I'm still in the process of getting rid of 2 of them, but 1 is mainly gone and 2 will be removed, I'm pretty sure, in about the next 30 to 45 days because I'm on top of it. And by me being in this system and being forced to get educated, I learned how to do all of these things. So I learned how to fix credit. I learned how to build up passive income, active income. I learned how to set up businesses where I literally don't have to work. And let me show you. You see that? This is the life of a person who has learned and conquered many obstacles and now has become, in his own right, a digital nomad. A digital nomad is a person that can get up, leave, go anywhere in the world, live anywhere in the world, choose to stay as long or as short as they want. And they literally survive because they started multiple businesses which pay them every month. And literally they get up and they do what they want to do. They live in a digital world. Me, myself, I was on a boat yesterday. I paid off a $58,000 debt for one of my clients. Shout out to Mr. Ernesto Balinas. Good business. Thank you so much, sir. We have some good things going on. I actually refinanced privately for one of my clients a loan that was killing him. The gentleman had actually signed up for a business loan, and the business loan was charging him $1,800 a week. I was able to lower that down to $1,000 a week for him so he can get about $800 more in his pocket. And just as a simple deal like that, with me using my personal assets or my private assets of the businesses that I created and started, I can actually do things like that and generate an income for myself, for my children, for my family, for my business, for whoever I want. And it's all good. So I'm basically just letting you guys know that you can overcome these things. You have to get creative. And honestly, if a person is not paying your child support, I would not listen to a single thing they have to say, because most people who are not in it and they standing on the sidelines, they have a lot of opinions about how the world should work. But when it comes time to actually get up and deal with the situation, these people often decide, no, I'm going to just fold, I'm going to actually pay, and it tends to destroy them. So me, I was able to learn how to do all of these things. I set up an entire ministry, a private ministry, which is gaining clients by the day. And I was able to learn how to do all of these things for myself, fix my situation, and now help other people. Now I have an 18-year-old that, due to a lot of circumstances beyond my control, I personally did not raise, and it bothered me for many years. So I had to pray on that, and I had to really go inside and kind of do some self-healing. And I realized none of it was my fault. A lot of it had to do with me not having the proper education, me not having the proper upbringing, and finally, me not having the proper support. The one thing I learned about, especially the child support system, everybody has an opinion. But when I went through my situation, I didn't have a single family member. I didn't have a single friend who could sit there and help me, because everybody had all of the opinions in the world. But when it came time to get up and go deal with it in court, or even just witness, when things got thick, like my mom said, a lot of people got thin. And it matured me, and it matured me in such a fantastic way, because I am now mentally prepared to make sure that any one of my family members who are going through that have the proper support. I was alone, and that was a valuable lesson, because it forced me to actually learn how to swim against the current while I had somebody on my back. And I know you guys know that's not easy. So child support is really something, in my opinion, that's set up by this corrupt system. The courts are making money off of this. The people in the system are taking portions of the money. It's not going directly to the child. And on top of that, the children are not better off. Child support is not for the child. Child support is really about gaining money for the system. That's really what it's about. If you actually research the where the money goes and how it flows and what was the intention behind child support, you'll find out it had nothing to do with children. Everyone who's walking around talking about a father who doesn't pay child support or a mother who doesn't pay child support is a deadbeat, these people are clearly crazy, and they don't know anything about what they're talking about, because they most likely don't pay child support. And if they do and they're happy, that's excellent. But there's a lot of people out here whose lives have been ruined by that system. So I'm saying all these things to say that I'm going to be posting up a video where I literally, because we have a bunch of the subscribers who have disagreed with many of the things I said and told me the things I'm saying is not possible and no one can do all these things. These are the naysayers. I have no problem with naysayers. I like them because they make me a lot of money. Because every time someone says that I can't do something and I prove that I have and I can, then what happens is I actually end up getting a lot of followers and subscribers, and these people end up doing business with me, and I end up changing a lot of lives. So I welcome all the haters. I love the hate, and the hate has literally put me back on my feet. Guys, for those who don't think that you can actually buy a home, a car, or anything like that, I can have the average Joe's credit, even if it's bad, fixed in 6 months. 6 months, that's it. If you don't think you can have a house, within 30 days, the average person who works with me will have about $100,000 in business credit to get started on a brand new business. I'm studying right now with 1 or 2 consultants where every 6 months, our intention is to actually go and borrow $500,000 from, various sources, funding sources, so we can invest, do real estate estate projects, start businesses. One of the businesses I'm literally involved in starting right now. Shout out to Mr. Jeffrey Starr, aka Dr. Bong. I actually have joint ventured with this gentleman, and we're literally about to buy some land, start our own cannabis grow, legally of course, all the paperwork included, and we're literally going to start producing different products using cannabis. So guys, the world is not over because you end up paying child support. If you need some help and you want to get out of that system, and you need some kind of expert advice, real experience, everything documented, everything, we show has been proven, and we do this all the time. Reach out to me. My name is Dr. Mike. You can reach out to me at selfmadelegalrep@gmail.com, and or you can call me at 917-336-0517. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope that someone out there who's listening to this. But if that doesn't move you, let me show you this. Look at that. Look at that background. I can literally do this every month. I can go to a different country for the rest of my life. I don't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about my children. I don't have to worry about anything, because I literally have repaired my own life single-handedly through education and through all that trauma. I hope this has done something to help someone out there. I hope I gave someone some kind of hope, someone some new perspective. But guys, if you're really suffering and you're in trouble, reach out to me. I can help. If anyone calls and you don't reach me immediately, myself or Mr. Robert Johnson or Layla Robinson will be following up with you within 24 hours. Most people leave voicemails. We'll get back to you in the order that we receive them, and we will reach out to you. It doesn't matter what state you're in, and we'll get you right on track. Have a wonderful day. Be inspired.